Hey everybody, and welcome to Influential Leadership Tips video series. My name is Dave Miller.
And I'm John Hadley. Dave, last week you shared with us the roots of poor performance. I like to think of it as the 4 U's because to me that makes it really memorable. I'm really curious, can you dig into that a little bit more this week?
Yeah, absolutely. First, let's do a little quick refresher of what those 4 U's were. I'm going to share my screen here. So, if you remember, there's four different roots of poor performance. Someone could be unaware, unable, unwilling, or unsuitable. So let's talk about, as a manager, what would you do with this? What would be the remedies here for that? And in a sense, it's like, as a manager or a leader, you can't just wear a leadership hat, so to speak. There's different facets or different hats that you're going to wear depending on the situation. So if someone is unaware, that means they're not aware that they're performing not up to the level that you want or not up to expectations. You need to put your manager hat on. And what I mean by that is that there's a mixed message going on. There's a breakdown in communication. The person just isn't aware. It's not that they don't want to do well. It's that they're unaware they're not doing well. So, I need to do things like maybe raise the bar or make my communication more clear about the expectation. It may be an issue of accountability. So things like that. I remember working with a group and we were talking about this kind of thing, and they said, they gave me an example. A manager was really frustrated because they had wanted their employee to produce a report every week, and they hadn't done it once yet. And so I asked the manager, I said, so the first time they didn't do that report, what happened? Stone silence. Nothing was said, nothing was brought up. So there's a message saying, well, maybe this report isn't that important. So this is really on you as the manager to clear things up, make expectations clear, put some accountability in place.
So Dave, it sounds like unaware that I, as the leader, am probably unaware as well, or in some way, or I have a blind spot because I'm letting this person under me be unaware. So is there part of that somehow I have to raise my own awareness?
Well, again, this is the whole purpose of when someone's not performing, go through this checklist of these 4 U's, and unaware could be one of them.
Mm-hmm.
And so regardless of what the issue is, we're becoming more aware as a leader. And if this is the case, it's like, okay, let me make sure they're clear on what needs to be done. So what if they're unable? What do we need to do there? We need to go into training mode, whether we personally train them and help them increase their ability. Maybe they have ability, but they need more resources or they need more time. Anything like that, giving them a resource, simplifying the task for them, giving them training to help them build their skills or education. That's the remedy there. Then we have the problem of them being unwilling. So there we need to put our leadership hat on. And what I mean by that, we need to become the inspirer, the motivator. We need to find what unlocks that internal drive that gets them really engaged into that task. And finally, we have unsuitable, and there we need to put a counselor hat on. And what I mean there is that we need to help them really find the right place, or the right seat on the bus for them. And hopefully that can be in the company. If not, somewhere outside the company, we call it liberating. I know it may not feel good to the person and you do it in the most compassionate way, but if they're really not suitable for the job, ultimately they're not going to be fulfilled. They need to find where they fit and where they can succeed.
In fact, that reminds me of a situation I faced many years ago where I had someone, I don't know if she was exactly unsuitable, but she capped out. She was in a job where she was the only non-actuary in an actuarial group. She was the IT support. There was nowhere for her to go. She had capped out at the high end of the salary range. And I had to sit down with her and tell her, look, Evelyn, I have to be honest with you. I am going to not be able to give you increases, or any increases I give you are going to be absolutely minimal unless the salary grade itself goes up, because I don't see a way that we can promote you. And she was actually very, very pleased. Well, not pleased with the message, but pleased that I shared that with her and was open. And about 6 months later, she landed a job in the IT operation itself where she got a promotion, and she was very happy.
Terrific. Great example. So for homework for you, last time we said, just be aware of these 4 U's and see if you can isolate that with any of your employees or people around you. Now I want you to try one of these remedies. What hat do you need to put on? What role do you need to play to help your people succeed? So that's your homework. Have a great week. Go forth with success, and we'll see you next week.
Be influential.